Welcome back to the channel. So in this part of the video I will be doing transplanting and the soil mix and the ingredients that I have used for planting my variegated bicolor croton. Okay, so this one also does not need, as explained in the previous part of the video. If you have not checked that out, do check it out. Okay, this one does not need a whole lot of fertilizing. It does well even if you plant it on the ground and don't really care a lot about it. Does really good indoors and also outdoors. So the first question you have to ask yourself, do you want the plant to be indoors or outdoors? If you want the plant to be indoors, then you have to select a partially sunny area like a windowsill, or if you're keeping it completely indoors, then too you have to put it outside into the sun from time to time, like if you're keeping it on the desk. Now the other question that comes over here is, how big do you want this plant to grow? Do you want it to be really bushy, or do you want it to be short and bushy? Do you want it on your lawn to be like some kind of a lawn fencing? If you want the plant to grow really big, then consider fertilizing it from time to time and choose a bigger pot. But if you want it on your balcony, because I usually don't put a whole lot of weight on the balcony, so I choose plants that I can keep short. Alright, so I have taken a pot over here which is about 15 centimeters or so, not the usual bigger sized pots that I usually select. No, this is about 15 centimeters. Okay, and the bottom part seems to be somewhere around 10 or 13 centimeters, not too big. Okay, and that is the diameter. And garden soil and coco peat, that is all that I'm going to use. I will not be using any fertilizer for at least a month or so for this plant. Okay, let's just let it get adjusted and later on we can fertilize it. Additionally, I'm also taking a few terracotta chips. These are chips from old broken pots, okay, to line the bottom of the pot. The pot has a whole lot of drainage holes. Now you don't want all the water draining out because these guys have a whole lot of requirement for water. And so I'm going to just place a few terracotta chips onto the bottoms of onto the top of that plastic sackcloth piece that I've put into the pot. You can also substitute that with a jute cloth, and that sackcloth I got that from pieces that you can cut out from the sacks of vermicompost and soil and so on. It's not purchased additionally. Just saying. Okay, and also 60%, and the mulch will be in only 40% ratio, and that's it. Okay, it loves soil. As you can see, it's grafted in a very, very thick, hard lump of clay. Okay, so it's going to be about 40%. This is going to be about 60%, and that's it. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, so the pot is lined. Those brick chips will help to keep the moisture levels as much as we need. It will also help in soaking up the excess moisture. Now, instead of using those, you can also use a few coal pieces, like charcoal pieces, but fresh, something that you have not already used in the barbecue. Okay, now let's place the plant in and also put a little bit of soil first, the mixed soil first, and then put the plant in. Okay, the next step is prepping the plant root ball. So here I have taken a very sharp knife and I've cut through and made it into a proper size, because the clay ball was really hard and it was dry. It was a very bad type of clay. Okay, and so just don't disturb the central area of the root and it should do just fine. Look, the plant looks really, really beautiful. The underside of the burgundy colored leaves you can see. Now I'm just going to be placing it in the pot after lining the pot with a little bit of soil. So that is how the plant looks like. Okay, I've kept the root ball area up and out of the surrounding clay, okay, surrounding soil. All right, and we have to water both the areas. We have to water the hard soil. As you can see, the soil of the root ball is so hard, okay, that even if you water the surrounding soil, which also contains the fresh and not so hard soil, okay, and also contains a lot of mulching, it still might not be able to hydrate the root ball properly because it's so hard. So just water it a little bit and on both the places, and so just water the root ball and also the surrounding soil and keep it in a sunny window area. Okay, don't put it right out into the sun all at once. Okay, don't do that. Just keep it in a sunny window area, and the roots should be able to grow out of the clay ball, and soon enough will be really getting adjusted with the surrounding fresh new soil. Yes, of course, after a few months, like say 2 months or so, at every interval of say 2 months, then you can put maybe a little bit of, maybe you can use a little bit of diluted seaweed granules water. Okay, just put a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. If you put too much of seaweed, too much of fertilizer, even if you are keeping it indoors, it might catch some kind of a pest problem and so on. So it's a really good idea to keep any type of plants which are ornamental plants with low dosage of fertilizer. Okay, like say in 1 cup of water you can mix say about 3 or 4 granules and put it at an interval of say about 3 months or so, 2.5 3 months. Okay, not more than that. Frequency is not required. As you can see, I've also used a very small pot. I don't want this plant growing out of control. I want to make it trained, short, bushy. So that's the whole point of this. Okay, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye for now.